organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Kinder Farm. Take a look at how some preschoolers are mingling with farm animals.
And seeing red, find out about how one group is trying to stop what they call Big Brother from coming to Iowa City.
And in sports, U.S. swimmers prepare to make a splash at the Big Ten Championships.
That's all coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Wednesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Brad Maxwell.
And I'm Iowan Simic. The impending sequester cuts from the federal government might affect multiple programs around the state and country. One entity that's feeling the pressure is the Iowa City School District. School officials told Daily Iowan TV they received estimates of a decrease in funding ranging from $300,000 to $600,000. The ICSD Director of Budget and Finance, Leslie Finger, said the range will depend on whether the Iowa Department of Defense takes a hit from the sequestration. He said, quote, "It would cause us to look at our priorities and what programs and positions would continue to be a priority," end quote.
And with the impending repeal of free preschool to children in the state of Iowa, one preschool is hoping its unique learning program will keep enrollment high. Daily Iowan TV Whitney Blakemore has more on the story.
Ready, Michelle? What song would you like to sing?
Finger painting and learning your ABCs is what you find most 4-year-olds doing at preschool. But at Kinder Farm, students learn in a much different way.
The 40 years that Kinder Farm has been in business, animals have always been a part of that. And the children get to learn how to be responsible and take care of the animals.
Preschoolers here get to feed animals such as horses, llamas, chickens, and so much more every day here at Kinder Farm. The preschool uses animals and elements of the natural environment as teaching tools to heighten the excitement of the children to want to learn.
We have a 20-acre campus that we raise garden in and have fresh produce that the kids help plant the seeds and the plants.
But what's the kids' favorite part about Kinder Farm?
Rabbits.
Rabbits? Why do you like the rabbits?
Because they eat carrots.
You feed the animals here.
Usually I bring bread. Horses.
Are they kind of scary? Are they big?
Yeah, they're big.
With the love the kids have for the animals, it is no wonder why Kinder Farm has been Iowa City's leading preschool since 1973. Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV.
The school will also provide small class sizes, limiting them to 10 children per teacher and classroom.
One group on campus is trying to stop drones and red light cameras from coming to Iowa City. Stop Big Brother is a group of people working with the Young Americans for Liberty group to get students and local residents to sign a petition to prevent local and state government from taking on the role of Big Brother. The Iowa City City Council passed an ordinance last February to allow the installation of red light cameras in Iowa City. Since then, multiple groups like the American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa have raised concern about the use of cameras. The Stop Big Brother group has until April 1st to get enough signatures for their petition to pass.
University of Iowa student government officials met Tuesday night with city officials like Mayor Matt Hayek to discuss possible changes to downtown Iowa City. Together they discussed the changes with the 21 ordinance for entertainment purposes as well as new investments in the Ped Mall.
If your sole concern was, are there not going to be any bars left in town? Well, there are plenty of bars left in town. And I would say that your experience as an undergraduate or a graduate student here is better because there is a good mix. There's a better mix of things to do downtown.
Participants also addressed student safety and on-campus housing during the event. Some raised concerns over the safety and cleanliness of buildings as well as relationships between landlords.
The reason we did this tonight is because we wanted to get a view of the city's opinions and the student opinions on what kind of issues need to be addressed. And I think that was really brought home when Mayor Hyatt was talking about concerning housing and student landlords. That's something that they're going to be looking into, and I myself, as the City Council liaison, will be looking into sometime in the future, definitely in the future.
Ultimately, landlords are independent and the decision is up to them.
And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, find out how one UI student is spitting his way through class.
And as the women's basketball team gets set for senior night, the DITV Sports Studio previews tomorrow night's action. But first, let's go to Logan Edwards for a look at your local weather forecast. Logan?
Thanks, Brad. Unfortunately, the snow doesn't show any sign of stopping today, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any warmer tonight either. So remember to grab your coat and gloves when braving the continued flurries in the high 20s tonight. Tomorrow, we'll wake up to some more snow that's supposed to continue throughout the entire day. Temperatures will remain right around 30 degrees with 29 in the morning, 32 in the afternoon, and 31 degrees at night. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the week. Friday, the snow will finally stop with a high of 28 and a low of 17. Saturday, the temperatures will remain in the high 20s with a low of 5 degrees. But we'll end the weekend with some sun on Sunday with a high of 28 and a low of 18. Monday and Tuesday, we'll see temperatures above freezing with temperatures in the mid-30s both days. That's all I have for weather. Everyone stay warm, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Logan. The Greek community at the UI has seen a recent decrease in the number of members facing citations or arrests. In November 2011, officials installed the arrest and citation policy within the Greek system. This policy means a chapter suffers consequences if its arrest rate is higher than the general public's. During the 2011-2012 school year, fraternities carried an 11% arrest, while sororities carried a 6.7 rate. That rate has gone down to where sororities are lower than the public population and fraternities are matching the public levels.
A building that is more than a century old may soon become a recognized historic landmark. The Vine Tavern and Eatery on Gilbert Street in Iowa City is housed inside the building. The owner of the Vine, as well as some Iowa City officials, are pushing for the building to receive the recognition. Iowa City Historic Preservation Planner Bob Miklo said the building is one of very few in Iowa City. He said, quote, "It's an important building in the history of the city. It was built in 1905 as an industrial building, and we have very few historic examples of those buildings in Iowa City," end quote. The building was renovated to include the Vine Tavern, but the outward appearance has not changed much through the years.
And today, the University of Iowa's Pomerantz Career Center held its spring job and internship fair. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Iowa's unemployment stands at 4.9%. With the workforce becoming more competitive, some companies are seeking tech-savvy applicants and social media enthusiasts. The Pomerantz Career Center is helping students adjust to the change. Center Director Angie McKee stressed why making use of social networking sites could be beneficial for students.
Bolster or improve the positive information that's about you online and creating that positive online image, and that you can work on by having a LinkedIn profile. And that's very important for students that are especially graduating from college, is to have a LinkedIn profile, and also Twitter and other things too. Pinterest you could use to highlight some of the things that you've done.
While networking through social media sites might help applicants stand out, McKee emphasized the importance of maintaining a balance between networking, internships, and a detailed resume.
And how about spitting your way to an A? A new course at Iowa has students using their spit to learn about genetics. Personal genetics is a class which students send saliva samples to a testing company. Their saliva can then tell researchers how likely they are to get some forms of cancer, if they are carriers for the genetic disease and their ancestors' origins. One student told the Associated Press that he had to spit a lot to get enough DNA. Freshman Bakir Haidatovic said, quote, "I am eager to find out about all the little mysteries lurking in my DNA," end quote.
And now for your Hawkeye Sports Update, let's go to Eric Don. Eric?
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. As always, we have a packed show for you tonight. The men's swimming and diving team gets ready to hit the pool for the Big Ten championships. The women's basketball team prepares for senior night tomorrow night against Indiana, and schedule changes galore for other Hawkeye sports. We get things started in the pool tonight, where the 20th ranked men's swimming and diving team travels to Bloomington, Indiana for the Big Ten championships. Starting this evening, The Hawkeyes will look to improve on their 5th place finish a year ago when they hosted the championship here in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes set 12 school records in their highest finish since 1996. Iowa has not won a Big Ten team title since 1982. The championship started this afternoon and continues through Saturday, March 2nd. Coverage of Saturday's events start at 10 a.m. on the Big Ten Network. While swimmers do their thing in Indiana, the Lady Hawks will welcome the Hoosiers on the hardwood Thursday night. Bluder's bunch has lost 6 of its last 7 overall, but a date with the 2-12 Hoosiers is just what this team needs to get back on track. Tomorrow evening we'll have special meeting for 3 Hawkeye seniors as they take the floor inside Carver Hawkeye Arena one final time. Jamie Printy, Tricia Nesbitt, and Morgan Johnson will be honored on senior night in what will surely be an emotional night inside Carver. Daily Iowan TV basketball reporter Annie Costable previews tomorrow night's matchup with Indiana. Annie?
The Hawkeye women's basketball squad, similar to the men's, is coming off a tough loss against Nebraska, heading into their matchup against Indiana tomorrow evening. Now, this is an important week for this Hawkeye squad as it's their last week of regular season play. They finished the regular season against Northwestern this Saturday. The Hawks will also be saying goodbye to their senior group of girls, Morgan Johnson, Tricia Nesbitt, and Jamie Printy. Head coach Bluder has said that saying goodbye to this group of girls will be tough for this Hawkeye program. Indiana, coming into this matchup, has lost their last 11 of 12 games. Their solo victory, though, came against 22nd ranked Purdue. Head coach Bluder explains that this Indiana squad is a threat, saying, quote, "There are a lot of seniors on Indiana's basketball team, so they're playing their best basketball of their careers," end quote. That's going to do it for me here in the newsroom. Back to you guys in the studio.
The annual Heroes football game between Iowa and Nebraska has been moved back to the day after Thanksgiving. The Big Ten Conference approved the recommendation from the 2 schools to change the game from Saturday, November 30th to Friday, November 29th. The 2 schools have played each other on Black Friday the previous 2 years, and it was a tradition the schools wanted to continue. UI Director of Athletics Gary Barta said, quote, "This provides the student athletes who have already lost the opportunity to spend the holiday at home with their families 2 days away from football. In addition, the Friday television window provides great exposure for our program," end quote. Now, the winter storms that have hit the Midwest the past 2 weeks have forced the UI baseball team to pull a U-turn. The Hawkeyes, originally scheduled to play in Kansas this weekend, will instead travel to Little Rock, Arkansas for 4 games. Iowa will open on Friday against the University of Arkansas Little Rock. Saturday will feature a doubleheader against Western Illinois and another match with the Little Rock Trojans. The Hawks will close things out against Wichita State on Sunday. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night as we bring you highlights and analysis of the men's basketball game against Purdue. That's all I have for you tonight. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Eric. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Find out if Iowa City first response departments will be affected by the sequestration.
And see how the sale of raw milk is causing a debate between Iowa farmers and legislators.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.